share some information with the board. Of course, we had in 2009, the County of Alverde passed their flood damage retention order, retention order. And this was at the request of Phoenix to do so, and the court did that. And we've been enforcing that order in our department as we as Phoenix administrators since 2009. I came across some very good information I wanted to share with the court and hand out. It basically contains all the questions that anyone is going to come and ask me as a constituent they ask you after they visit my office. Because sometimes people feel that this is something with the county itself might have just come up with. These are all human regulations. I just wanted to pass this information out to y'all. And in the event that you when the constituents might have a question from you directly, and you have the same information that I have.
They talked to Roger.
Thank you. We're doing it.
The other information I came across was in my file. As you know, I serve as your administrative assistant on the city-county airport zoning board, and this information was presented to them back in around 2014, but it hasn't changed in configuration at all. This is information on the Rock Springs wind farm. The first page will show a footprint of where the wind farm is. The second page is basically more detail of where the facility is. And then there's a page here that contains all of the 69 different wind towers and on whose property they lie. I just wanted to share this with y'all. Thank you, Joe. That's all I have.
Thank you. I have one more, Ms. No. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners and Judge Valdez. My name is Sandra Puentes. I'm with the Board of Organization. And here yet again, another year to respectfully ask the County Commissioners Court to change the meeting time from that of the morning to the evening. As stated before several times, I think that the court here, the elected officials are here to serve the taxpayers of this county, and I think that we, as a county, do them a huge disservice when you do not make the meeting available to them. Most people, I would venture a guess, work during the day, and it's hard for them to make the meetings in the morning. I think that maybe you won't see a whole lot of people in the evening, but at least you have given them that choice. You pride yourself, and rightfully so, in transparency. What a golden opportunity to be transparent to the taxpayers of this community by having your meetings in the evening, so that we can see you debate, negotiate. And sometimes the response time here will not cover everything. Sometimes people do not want to go to YouTube. Maybe they want to see you in action. Maybe they want to raise their hand and say something, but they can't, because they're not here, and they can't do it on YouTube. So I am respectfully, as a representative of the board organization, asking you to please, once again, change the meeting time from the morning to the evening. Last year, it was put into motion. I think County Judge Valdez, we checked with department heads and commissioners, and they couldn't make it in the evening. I'm saying, put it out there, and they need to, as representative of the citizens, they need to be present in the evening. Hospital does it, the school board does it, the city does it. It's about time this County Commissioners Court votes to change it to the evening. Thank you.
Mrs. Fuentes, our office is available in the evening. So we'll be here. Mhm.
Thank you so much, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right, next, we have the park report on the DEAA grant, Laughlin Air Force Base, Westgate. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a pretty short report because we're just about done. Tomorrow we have the commissioning of the IAQ, which is basically the lighting test and the air quality testing. On the 12th, the TDLR, which is the ADA compliance testing, will be done. And there's 3 things on the punch list. There's a cracked windows being replaced, some door sweeps, and some metal caps on the outside. And the contractor will be done at that point, pending Laughlin moving into the building to where we can take down the temporary fencing and make it permanent fencing, move it over to the location it's supposed to be. My understanding last week, Laughlin officials were in there making decisions where to put it. So we're coming down to the last small details. And I foresee it, we don't have a fixed signing date yet, but I anticipate it to be, it could be as soon as next week. And as far as the submittals for reimbursement, they've been approved, and I think it's probably a week out or so. So that's what the information I received from Mr. Professor. Other than that, that's all I have to report this month.
Any questions for Mr. Muska? Thank you, Mr. Muska. All right, next we have presentation of Thomas Bonham, Regional Government Manager on Road Rescue Asphalt Repair. Is he here? Not here? Okay. Next we have item 8, Simon Sotelo, Executive Director of the New Horizons Center Outreach Program. They're asking for approval of proclamation to support domestic violence awareness.
Good morning, Judge, and
Good morning.
good morning, Commissioners. First of all, I got a new dental prosthesis there, so I'm gonna have a hard time.
Just don't spit it out.
I gotta practice though, Commissioner. Let me introduce Juanita Ortiz, who is the new shelter director, and she will probably be coming to see you, to do some of the reporting, and we'll be in contact with you as, we move forward. First of all, I'd like to just invite everyone, all the commissioners and certainly the county attorney. You will be receiving an official invitation for annual proclamation, Going Purple, for remembering the fallen victims of family violence this year. We are certainly glad that Valverde County has not suffered any losses, and for that we're grateful. We'd like to ask you, Honorable Mayor, Judge, to join us to read a proclamation. We submitted that to your office.
I have it.
And hope you can join us and call upon the community to continue to support the efforts of keeping Valverde County purple.
Motion
Also
to
have a
approve.
report. If you'd like to see your report,
There's a motion to, I need a second.
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody, 5-0.
good.
I will sign it and then have the commissioner sign it, and I will read it on the 21st.
26.
I'm sorry, 26th, I'm sorry.
We do have the report. If you'd like to see it, I can give you a copy. I'm not
Okay.
agenda to give a report.
Okay.
That might
Yeah, just leave the report here and.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. All right, next we have Jeremy Diller, account executive with HCGT Insurance Agency.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Jeremy, and County Judge. I'm Jeremy Diller. I'm account executive with HCDT Insurance Agency. I was a previous county commissioner for 8 years, and have the unique opportunity to understand county government and as much as you can learn in 8 years. So I think I made enough people mad at me that they got rid of me after 8 years. That's kind of how it worked. But I've been in insurance for a while. I was a risk manager. I'm also serving on the Bandera Electric board over in Bandera as well. And so I've got an opportunity to reach out to some counties and just see if they'd be interested in receiving a competitive quote on their property liability and workers' comp insurance. I believe y'all are with TAC right now, and TAC's a good organization. We've got some good opportunities with some other organizations that would really like to service you. One of them is here today this morning, and that's Travelers. Hector Ortega is here with Travelers. But we've we found that I was at the last county commissioners meeting in Corpus Christi there at that meeting, but we just want to provide a competitive quote to the county. So that's our goal today, is just to see if you guys would receive a competitive quote and see if we can bring that to you. There's not a lot of options out there. There are a ton of other markets that are interested in county government, but we do have a few, and they are really interested in it. So I'd like to have Hector talk to you some about the Travelers program.
Thanks, Judge, Commissioners, thank you. I'm originally from, I live in San Antonio, but I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. So whenever I'm able to go over and visit the border towns, I really appreciate the food and the people. So I'll be asking for some health recommendations. I saw your agenda, pretty busy agenda, so I have over a few slides for you guys. It's 10 slides, real high level of how we can help y'all with the overall risk management program. Our job is to partner with you guys to help prevent claims, prevent losses, so that your premiums stay low throughout the long-term process.
Excuse me, Mr. Cerny is our...
Oh, yes. Here you go, sir. Thank you. So first page kind of talks about who Travelers is. We're the second largest property and casualty insurer in the country. Fortune 500 company. We insure over 21,000 clients across the country. The benefit of this is we're very strong financially, stable, and when you're protecting the community and your assets, the courthouse, the jail, the law enforcement officers, etc., it's important to have a strong company. We live in a world today with hail claims and natural disasters, etc. We're seeing a lot of smaller companies kind of struggle through those. Our job is to pay those claims whenever you guys do need them. Page 3 talks a little bit about our claims process. So, for a county your size, you would be designated a claims account executive. Your claims AE, his name's Mike Roselle. He's in my San Antonio office, and he's kind of the middleman, right? If you have a question on a claim, he's your guy. We like to meet with the counties twice a year, get the band together, and kind of see maybe where some of the losses are coming from. Again, so we can help you prevent those in the future. Loss control services. So this is what's important, right? So Sam follows would be the loss control consultant. Sam sits in my San Antonio office. Sam would visit with you guys prior to us quoting your insurance to see where he can help you guys improve your overall program. Then throughout the year, he'd be out here as little or as much as you guys need him, right? So we like getting out here a few times a year to help you out. That doesn't mean that you can't give us a call and say, hey, I have a question on this, I have a question on that. How can you help us out? A little bit more on risk control. Page 5 shows kind of a screenshot of our risk control website. Next couple slides are risk control. Risk control is important. Our website is top notch. Gives a bunch of training material. We also offer what we call safety academies, where we actually come out here and have a safety course for you guys. We understand you're busy, so we also offer our webinars, so on-demand classes.
I don't mean to be rude and interrupt, but TAC already does all this for us.
Oh, yeah, and TAG does a good job, sir. They do.
So what we're talking about is price difference.
Right, and that's why we're here, sir. We'd like to give you another option. Compare apples to apples, compare.
Did we just renew ours?
I would, if I could,
Sure.
when Mr. Diller contacted me about, this, I said, all this has to come by Commissioner's Court action, and of course, the gentleman just made a statement that rings very true. If you're going to try and compare, you gotta try and compare apples to apples, not apples to oranges. Some of the things that, enhancements that our coverage has, for example, on vehicles, on our, which we have over 200 vehicles insured with, covered with Texas Association of Counties in their pool. They came out with an enhancement 2 years ago that, of course, our anniversary date is February 21st of each year. Every year, our coverage renews on that year. Any vehicle that y'all purchase between that time and the next renewal date, there's not a charge for it. For example, the Sheriff's Department, in April, they bought 2 vehicles, 2 of them, actually, 3 of them, and the 3 vehicles cost, we covered them for $179,916. That was in April. We didn't pay a thing for that coverage and won't until it goes on our schedule next year. Total, we had 8 vehicles. Your grapple truck was purchased for $45,000 in April. No, we didn't have to pay a thing for it until the next anniversary date. That's 8 vehicles that you're looking at $293,000 worth of coverage that we're not going to pay a thing for until the next anniversary date. So bear that in mind when you make your apples to apples.
Yes, sir.
Also, on our buildings, our building coverage, which of course has a different anniversary date. Let us not forget that this is a risk management pool. This is a business. And I'm not knocking business because I was in business for myself for almost 20 years. But the risk management pool is designed to build up reserves, and then when it reaches such a proportion of reserves, then enhancements rather than putting profit in the bank, such as a private company might do. In our property insurance, if you remember, we fell a little over $50,000 short of putting a new roof on the county jail. I addressed that with the claim supervisor. It was not a claim, it was just something that he took to the board of directors of the risk management pool. They said, well, they looked at it like this. We have this building, the county jail, covered since I put it in coverage in 2003 for 14 years. We'll probably have it covered for another 20 years. It made good sense. The pool works they understand county business, and they work to protect the members of the pool. So they send us a check for $53,000. That's going to be hard to match with a private company. In addition to that,
but at the end of the day, you'd be handling all this with them anyway when we go out, right? I mean, because you could sit there and go on and on.
Well, I know, but I just wanted the court to understand that they're going to go out for, there's a lot of different factors involved that, to make it an apples to apples comparison. Just one other, and then I'll shut up. By the way, Mr. Ford said that I'm not throwing rocks.
You can throw them all you want.
Anyway, one other, just something that, we obtained 2 buildings. 2 buildings were deeded over to the county, from the U.S. Border Patrol in Comstock, and those buildings were covered for 90 days automatically. We didn't have to, all I had to do was call the underwriter and say, look, till I get up there, take pictures, square footage, diagrams, and don't worry, Roger, they're covered. So these are some of the things that you're gonna be faced with matching on an apples-to-apples bid, okay? Thank you, I'll shut up.
He said nothing.
Thank you, sir, appreciate that. So, yeah.
Roger, I really do thank you.
That we see TAC all the time. And, you know, a few of the coverage enhancements that you spoke about, we match, right? For the auto, we do the fleet automatic, so throughout the year, you can add, you get as many as you want. We're gonna cover it. You know, we'll look at the renewal schedule when it comes up and compare. Either credit or debit to county, depending on what the vehicles are. Property, same thing, you have 90 days to report new property. I did want to add on the auto, TAC provides 100,000 limits, we provide $1 million. They provide 100,000 to the tort caps, right? Tort caps are strong in Texas. I'll be the first to say that. However, we have seen auto claims pierce the tort caps, right? Depending on the judge, the scenario of the claim, etc. Our policy includes $1 million limits for the knock on wood. You know, the times that the tort cap are pierced, you will have additional limits. The other thing we do offer is an umbrella over the entire under 99. So we'll offer up to $20 million umbrella. Most of my counties purchase $1 million or their auto, law, public officials, EPLI, and GL. Why is the umbrella important? Nowadays, you know, what do you see when you turn the TV on and now you see some law enforcement scenario somewhere across the country. We're seeing more and more law enforcement claims. We're seeing that law enforcement cases get more expensive to live. People got camera phones, people got video cameras, people got recordings, etc. So we've seen some counties in Texas pierce their law enforcement limit. If they didn't have an umbrella over that, the county, that's a good sign, by the way. The county would have been left without sufficient money to pay that claim. So again, umbrella. The other limits that we offer separate is so TAC offers their public officials liability, so elected officials liability, and their employment practices liability under one limit. Okay, we offer separate. So why is that important? There's a wrongful termination claim that the county is guilty of. That will exhaust into the limits of the elected official liability. Right? So in case someone, an elected official, is taken to court, they may have less limits because an EPL lawsuit exhausted those, or vice versa. There's an elected official claim that exhausts the limits that'll get into the EPL. So I'd be happy. Again, we're asking for the opportunity to provide a competitive proposal. If and when we get that opportunity, we'll compare apples to apples, sir. You know, there have enhancements such as our enhancements, and you know, see what's where the value is and what's good for the county. You know, again, we can sit here and compare all day.
No, we can't.
So we're just asking for the opportunity to give you guys a proposal. The other thing is, my competitor does 3 effective dates. We do 1. You know, you choose your effective date for all your policies. That makes things easier when it comes to budgeting purposes. You know, a lot of my counties do 10 to 1 because of the fiscal year. A lot of them do 1 to 1 just the beginning of the year. So that's where we're flexible. So again, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Just one other thing is, when I was a county commissioner, one of the things I try to focus on was, you know, when was the last time we took it out to bid? You know, when's the last time we looked at it? So, you know, I think there's not a lot of opportunity. Other players out there, we've got other risk pools that want to quote as well. So just not travelers, but other risk pools. So if it's a risk pool that you really want, we can accommodate that too. So just, if it hasn't been out for a while, we'd just love to have a shot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Lupita Galindo, chairperson for the Valverde County Welfare Board, submitting names of Maria Navega, Mike and Michael Paniagua to fill in the vacancies of Valverde County Child Welfare.
Move. Second.
There's a move and a second. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? 5-0. Next, Josefina Banderas, Nutrition Director for the City of of Del Rio, requesting a contribution in the amount of $2,087 to apply for the home delivery meals program grant through the Texas Department of Agriculture and Approval.
Move. Second.
Moved and second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody? All right, next we have item 12, and I'm going to combine it with item 20. Basically, it was my misprint there. It should have said discuss possible resetting time, not the date. Time, Commissioners Court meeting, and Commissioner Owens.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Okay.
I entertain a motion.
What, we had this discussion once before, we passed it, the whole thing is that we weren't gonna do it, all of them. I mean, we were gonna try some of the meetings on a trial basis, that way we wouldn't set them all and then we're stuck to it.
Right. And we did, Ms. Loma did a survey with, last year, and 98% of people didn't want to change it, and 2% didn't care if they changed it or not. That was a survey, but again, I promised Ms. Fuentes that I would bring it up for discussion and probably changing the time, not the date. We will.
Elected officials probably don't want to come at night, but I'm sure they can.
Mhm.
There's a difference.
Well, it's the same conversation we had the last go around. I think we need to try some of the meetings and see how that goes. I hate to set all the meetings, all the time for the meetings in the afternoon, and then we have to come back. If we set just a couple of them to see how it goes, I think that'd be a good idea.
If you guys give me an input, probably, let's try 1 or 2 meetings at 6 o'clock and see how it works, and just give me the input when you want the meeting at 6 o'clock, and I can always change the time. So,
The other deal is, Judge, real quick, how are we gonna do our meetings? Because
Okay.
you'd made a motion for starting on the 4th, every other week.
Yeah.
Every other Wednesday would be the regular meetings.
Yeah. And the motion was to start October the 4th, and every other Wednesday have a regular meeting. So we would have it, our next meeting would be on the 18th, and all the items have to be turned in by Friday of this week. The reason why we had this one is because we had some items that couldn't be turned in. That's why we had a special meeting today. So it will be every other Wednesday. We will be doing a regular meeting, and of course, if we need special meetings, I'll call it special meetings. But that was the motion, and the only thing that confused people is that, because we did put there resetting the time, I didn't mean to reset the date, just the time. That's what threw people off. But we will have another one, a regular meeting on next Wednesday. So all the agenda items will be turned in by this Friday, and we'll have another meeting next Wednesday.
Judge, why don't you get with Matt to figure out which meeting, in other words, we're gonna be having every other meeting, or meeting every other week.
Every other Wednesday.
Commissioner, it was on Matt's suggestion.
Yep.
That's what he said he needed.
That was his.
No, I understand. But like one of the meetings is gonna deal with our, like all this, and then the other one's gonna deal more with payroll.
Is that what you want, or you want to break?
That's how come I'm bringing it up.
I think we discussed it, me and you discussed it, that basically what they want is all of them. And then bring up the ones, if we need the special meeting for payroll and bills, we could do it. Another one, right? Is that what we discussed, Matt?
The regular payroll will be on every other Wednesday.
Right.
Correct. And when do we want to do all of our other good stuff?
We already have set meetings on every other Wednesday.
Okay, so we're going to be dividing up the approval of bill process. We're going to do 2 runs on that. We're going to start paying those out twice.
That's what you said you needed to do,
Pardon?
that y'all needed to get all the bills, because some come in at first part of the month, some come in later in the month.
Correct, but those can be afforded to be paid once a month. Or do you want to start breaking that up to where you have 2 budget reports, 2 expense approval reports, where you just want to keep one?
If we kept one.
The first Wednesday meeting, have that the regular bill pay?
Mhm.
Or
And
that's
then
our-
if you needed to pay something, you could bring it up.
At the next.
Special meeting.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you, Matt.
You're gonna get together and tell us on the times? We'll just leave it to you on the
Yeah.
time on things.
Well, what I would like is, in case you do need to have it, we need more public input, that we could, just tell me the time, and I could always change the time from 9 to 6 p.m. And, but other than that, I think that the time right now so far would be nice, because there hasn't been a motion or a second or a vote. Is that okay?
Well, I'd hate to make a motion to move it to 6, and then we're set on moving it all the time at 6 o'clock. I mean, I think we do need to have some meetings at the
I
afternoon.
think when we work through the budget process and that, there probably need to be evening meetings. And
As long as we have some of them, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah,
That way we get some input from the individuals.
okay. All right, thank you.
So nothing?
Same, 9 o'clock.
It's still at 9 o'clock?
Mhm. Okay.
So nothing.
All right, next we have item 13, discuss possible action to renew AirMed Care Network for county.
move.
So move.
Second.
Second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
I got roll.
Aye.
Aye. Judge, on this right here, what's the contact? Do we have a contact person on this?
We did last year, but I don't
We had a
know.
de la Rosa, de la Garza, is that the same one?
Mhm, It's the same one.
We're still paying for everybody in the county, right?
Right.
All people who live in this county.
Yeah, all the entities.
Because there's still a lot of people that don't have a clue that they have this service, and they're still getting billed for it.
Why does this say for county employees?
It's supposed to be for all counties.
It's for all employees.
Okay.
What we had done is the county paid, with the city, the school, and the county, and the hospital all paid a fee for everybody that lives within the county. Then the county went back in
And added some additional.
and added, coverage for the employees of Valverde County if they get hurt anywhere outside of the county even.
Outside.
Okay?
And Commissioner Nelson's right, we've had some people that have gotten billed, and that's how come I'm asking,
Yeah, the contact is the same person.
We'll call him, because there's one individual that I think he's $46,000 what they're billing.
Maybe this group could put something in the newspaper again explaining that
Okay.
people are covered.
All right, entertain.
Is
Where-
there an interagency agreement here that you need to sign in addition to renewing it?
Yeah, I think we have one here, that we're gonna sign after we pass it.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'll get permission to sign that because it's
Yeah.
different from renewing.
I'll amend my motion to authorize the judge to sign the interagency agreement.
Second accept.
okay. Okay, there's a motion and a second.
No.
Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, nobody? Thank you. Item 14, discuss possible action to approve payment for the Medicine Government Affairs and
Move.
authorize county judge to
Move.
sign. So move. Second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody? Thank you. Five
Judge,
zero.
on that one there, do you think we could ever get him to come down and visit with us for the?
Yeah.
Presentation on what they're doing would be
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I know they do it to the city, but.
Yeah, I'll get with the city, because they want to, since they come from Washington, they want to do all of them at one time, so I'll get to the city and do a presentation to us. All right, next, discuss possible action to approve payment for the Texas Judicial Academy membership dues for the period of September the 1st, 17 to August 31st, 2018.
Who uses this?
Well,
Well, the motion to approve.
okay, there's a motion, need a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody? 5-0. Item 16, discuss possible action approving the use of a Coral Field for Midnight Madness Kickball Tournament, November 3rd, November 4th.
Move.
So move. Need a second? Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody? 5-0.
Judge, when they go to do that, we would go in there with I bought a backpack sprayer. I can spray the field, so we all need it. And then
Okay,
Yeah, they're full of ants right now. They're full of ants right now, really bad.
there's a sprayer out there that was on like a 300-gallon tank.
Mhm.
That's what we usually use to spray them.
okay.
Backpack?
No, it's a 300-gallon tank. It's got like a,
I think you said backpack.
I do have a backpack for mosquitoes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
No, yeah, that'd be rough.
He's a real big boy.
Okay. Did we vote on this one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Item 17, discuss possible action on the lease agreement between Valverde County and the South Texas Bull Riding for Thanksgiving Bull Riding event at Valverde County Fairgrounds, November 20th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody? Thank you. 5-0. Next, item 18, discuss possible action on the completion of the library project.
Go
ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let him speak, but.
Presented you the accounting for the library project, and I got together with Mr. Esser. He provided the information for us, as you can see. from the total $6 million bond, we're pretty much complete with everything we're doing, and there's $251,283.90 under.
We're doing apparently a real bad job of explaining this in the community, because everywhere I go, I've heard that the library cost us $7.5 million. I heard that the Westgate cost us $1 million over what we did. I think we need to do something to let the public know that we've done these projects on time, on budget, actually under budget. That the $6 million was not totally used for this project.
This one here's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. And the Westgate project was the same thing. It was on time and on budget. We seem to be doing a bad job of not letting the public know about these, and maybe, Judge, y'all can look at something that we can start doing in the paper to start letting people know that these are the timelines, these are the projects, these are the budgets, this is where we're at, so that people understand. Because I've heard it time and time again all over this community that we're, and it's just rumors, I know it's not facts, but it would be good to have something up.
Mr. Muskis and I will sit down and see how we can publicize. Okay?
Well, Judge, on this one, like,
Yeah.
really detailed.
Yeah, but also, maybe do the same thing for the Westgate side. All right? Thank you, Mr. Muskis. All right, next, we're gonna, instead of doing item 19, we're gonna move to item 1 on the addendum. Discuss possible action on selection of candidates for Val Verde County Appraisal District Board for the term of 2018-2019. What happened here was you first submit the names, and then the appraisal board votes on it, then they bring it back to us. So,
No addendum.
No.
yeah, there's the addendum is right here.
No.
Oh, but the commissioner did
Yeah.
get one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Under the counselor.
I got it. Here.
The judge got his. He signed, I would hope so.
Well, I didn't sign it, look at it, you signed it.
Well, we can do it for the all
Where's the
boards.
commission?
Yeah. In other words, the way he had put it in the agenda, you don't actually vote on it till after the appraisal district votes on it too. So we first submit the names. That's what we need to do.
You can explain.
She can explain a lot better.
What we need right now is a list of candidates from them, and you can select up to 9 names, but you have 2 positions. So once we get names, we'll send out the ballot back to y'all, and then you do the vote.
And then Comstock still has theirs, right?
Comstock still has theirs,
Okay.
correct.
So you need
We
names.
need names right now, and I'll get the ballot back to you by the end of the month.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't you submit the names to me, and then I'll give it to her, and then she can just
That's fine.
yeah,
Yep.
give everybody a chance to,
I've got a question, Judge.
It doesn't have to be 9, it can be up to 9.
yeah, go ahead.
Are the meetings going to be monthly or quarterly?
It's quarterly.
You sure?
They've just changed to quarterly.
Okay, because
They weren't
Mr.
doing
Ardelona told somebody they're still monthly, and
No,
they're
they're
still monthly.
quarterly.
They're
They
quarterly?
changed,
Okay.
Who do we currently have on there?
Pam Smith and Lucas Gillum. And Mr. Flores reminded me that evidently, I guess, Mr. Gillum
Yes.
is living full-time in Mexico. If that's the case, he cannot serve.
Yes.
You have to reside in Val Verde County.
But Pam has been attending the meetings. She's been very good about it, but
I'm perfectly fine with Pam, and then you wanted Rusty Seawalt?
yes,
Okay. I'm fine with those two.
okay. Those two, is that okay? Do you want to make a motion on that?
Are you
I'll
going to submit names for the ballot, or?
Yeah,
You submit names to the
And
ballot.
you're going to submit 2 only?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to submit Pam Smith and Rusty Seawalt.
second. Any more discussion?
I'm gonna abstain from the vote. I am actually partners with Rusty. on some
Okay.
stuff, so.
Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4, and 1 abstention. Thank you. You got the names there? Okay.
So we're not gonna do 19.
We don't have to do it. Okay. All right, next we have item 21, discuss possible action regarding the reappointment of members to the selection committee for the external auditors RFP. They need some,
You need a committee? The,
Trying to keep up.
Mr. Muskie's, Matt, Eloy.
Mr. Attorney?
The original committee was selected on August 10th, 2015, and that was Frank Lowe, Judge Valdez, and myself. So that's why I'm requesting it.
I make a motion to appoint Matt, Judge Valdez, Mr. Muskie's.
okay, there's a motion. I need a second for that.
Second.
Second, any more discussion? Got all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Muskis, did you need a replacement because Frank had left?
Pretty much.
Because maybe y'all should appoint the office? That way the successor is automatically on there?
We can do that.
Okay.
I'll amend my motion to be the office of the county auditor. Whoever the county auditor, current county auditor is.
Second, accept.
If I was mad, I'd be scared.
Okay, there's a
I
motion.
just figured he's gonna be here 40 years too, so don't worry about it.
There's a motion, a second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, thank you. Next, discuss possible action regarding the realignment of Valverde County's spectrum contract.
Together with Mr. Arena, our IT director, and we reached out to Spectrum and just to look and see what our services were like and if there's anything out there, room for improvement, and there was quite a bit. We're looking. I presented a summary and a proposal. In a nutshell, in summary, we have an opportunity to save about $1,000 a month. Double the speed and no long-term contract, month to month.
You just need a motion to approve the new seats? Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion, a second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye, all those opposed, nobody, thank you. All right, item 23, discuss possible action regarding entering into lease agreement for rental and purchase of additional warehouse space.
I was asked by several commissioners to go out and see if we could find some temporary warehouse space. The county has moved quite a bit of equipment into the 4-H barns, and the 4-Hers are getting ready to start their activities as soon as next month. So I was able to find some space available at 516 Buffalo Street, and I presented some rent and some possible, and the asking price. So I just presented it to the commissioners. Our recommendation is month to month until we find some make a permanent decision.
I would like to see us, and I know it's being used right now, but the old county warehouse, which is the one that was originally built for purchasing and for, they used to have a mechanic shop there for the entire county a long time ago. I know precinct 1 and 2 are currently in that. But look at possibly, maybe building them some warehouses somewhere else and moving back into that original warehouse. It's already fenced, it has warehouse space, it has yard space, it has all that. I think long-term, that might be the better bet, but it would be up to the two commissioners that are in there if they're even.
Well, I think
interested.
we're already in the process of trying to move over there where animal control is gonna be anyway. I
I
think
think
y'all
you're
are
moving.
trying to move also, right?
Hopefully, we'll move if we can get title in the property,
Yeah.
across from the cemetery.
And, maybe we can assist them in some funding to help build whatever they need to build over there and put y'all back in that warehousing that was set up for them. That would be something I think we need to look at long-term. I think that's the best bet for this.
Okay.
It's easy to get in of, easy to get out of. You can get 18-wheelers in there and out. You have a large enough yard to store surplus equipment and that kind of stuff. But that would be my recommendation. But I don't know what it would take for y'all to,
Short term.
in order to help y'all with your moving cost or whatever it needs to be. I don't know what that cost is.
Okay.
Did y'all come up with some numbers?
If they're willing to give us money.
well, we're gonna buy a place or we're gonna do something, you know, so, I mean, it only makes sense that we help y'all with y'all moving costs.
As long as it doesn't cost more than the property that we're looking at.
Well, it shouldn't cost more than that, it shouldn't cost more than that. Ain't giving them that much money, I was talking about, you know, maybe $100 or something.
Okay.
Well, y'all will pay for the utilities though, right?
All right, so we need a motion just for,
I'll make a motion to, look at the current county warehouse and for y'all to bring back some numbers on what it would cost to help these two move out of there and set up what you need over there at the county warehouse.
Second.
but we also need a motion to at least move in there
What about
Yeah, I
the
don't-
term?
short term.
I'm not real fond of that facility for several reasons.
Okay?
Maybe we can set up something else temporarily.
Okay, there's a motion, a second. Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody? Thank you, Mr. Next, discussion and possible action regarding the payment of executed purchases not complying with current purchase policy.
I expected this much activity only because it's the end of the year and the start of the new year. But, there are some, that are usually not on here. And just some oversights, but you can review the report, and if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. With the assistance of our auditor.
These are mostly just stuff that got crossed in the end of the year.
The first, 6 were actually, fields were drawn after the purchases. The other ones, the next ones were just overages.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So motion and second. Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody? Thank you. 5-0. Next, item 25, discuss possible action regarding the policy indicating which fund accounts may be used for the purchase of capital assets.
Just for clarification, we discussed it among, county auditor and myself. We just wanted to get a clear direction. Capital assets, capital expenditures usually come out of our budget that is under capital expenditure. But we have seen different departments purchase capital equipment through their office supplies and other funds. So we just wanted to get clarification so we can move on this year and have.
I think in order to really track our cost in office and that is that they need to come before this court and move money out of their office into a capital outlay deal and then purchase it as a capital outlay expenditure.
And the parameters defined as?
Any capital outlay. What do you mean, Brent, as far as?
What's the definition of capital outlay?
Yeah.
Yeah, how are we defining those parameters? Capital outlay, anything that's more than a certain dollar amount? What's,
In the past, it was $300, anything in excess of $300.
Yeah, but I can buy a weed eater that's $300 and use it up in a year, so, you know, I would say anything that's gonna have a ability of over a year's worth of use, like laptops, those types of things are, you know, I don't wanna get into, I mean, there's some equipment that we purchase, like weed eaters and those kinds, I mean, they got a year's shelf life on them, that's it, and they're above $300.
furniture?
Furniture lasts more than a year. I would say something that's gonna have longer than a year's life.
There's no dollar threshold. So if
But they, yeah,
something that's $75 that may last longer than a year, you want that brought before the court, capital outlay?
$500 threshold.
500.
And then the year.
in a year, $500 in a year.
All right, thank you.
To bring it to the court just to spend it, if it's in your account, or bring it to the court if you want to move it from office supplies?
If you wanna buy it and you don't have money in capital and you wanna move your money out of office supplies into capital to purchase it, then you come to the court, transfer the money to capital and then purchase the item. Which at that point would be the transfer and the authorization to purchase.
Okay, so I need a motion for that?
You did it.
Okay,
Matt,
that was a motion.
does anybody,
Motion of.
Second?
does anybody
Okay.
have a capital outlay
Not
fund?
this year.
Oh, so they have to come every time, because there's no capital outlay fund for
Right.
any elected official.
But there's a standing order that all capital come before this court to be approved.
Okay.
We haven't been following it, but there is a standing order.
Okay. Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Next, item 26, presentation regarding Val Verde County Sheriff's Office surplus property.
Yes, Commissioners, in going through our surplus property there at the Sheriff's Office, some of it was evidence that we went through the proper procedures to the court, to the district court to get it awarded or forfeited to the Sheriff's Office. And in doing so, we have some equipment that we would like to see given to, donated to some nonprofits, and we have items to be donated to Take a Kid Fishing Del Rio. It's a 501(c)(3). We have 18 rods and reels and 2 tackle boxes filled with fishing tackle. To the Del Rio Women's Shelter, we have 10-piece plate set of fine china. And then to the high school fine arts department, we have a Fender acoustics guitar and some type of microphone.
Do you want to declare surplus and authorize you to donate it?
Yes, sir.
Can we do that?
That's what I was gonna look up, because I know you have to declare it surplus first, but it's been so long since we
We
donated.
got an order from one of the district.
Do you have an order from the district judge?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you don't need our order. You don't need us.
But what does the order say?
If we could do destroy, donate, auction, or retain for official use.
Well, then you don't need us. I know what you need.
I so move.
You so moved? That was easy.
All right, next we have item 27, discuss possible action regarding Friends of the Library reimbursing the libraries for summer reading program expenses.
They had donated 2 checks to reimburse the county. They did go to the grants committee. I don't remember they were both for over $1,000. I don't remember exactly what it was right off the top of my head, and I don't have it. But the grants review committee did approve accepting. It's money that we've already spent. It will go back into our account. I'll make a motion to accept the reimbursement checks.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Next we have the monthly treasury report.
So we ended the year with a balance in the general fund of $430,000. Is that encumbered? Is that everything already encumbered in this,
This
or?
report, if a check has been issued, that does not include that.
So there's still more that needs to come out of here?
There could be if we haven't issued the check yet.
Well, you haven't issued all the checks, we haven't, right?
That's on the expense approval report.
So then what are we actually gonna end the year? I thought these numbers, when we set up that new system, were supposed to encumber anything, whether we'd wrote a check or had not wrote a check.
My detail report does not reflect that. My detail report only reflects with checks that have been issued and signed by both the auditor and myself.
So yours doesn't encumber any POs that are out there or anything else?
No, sir.
How do we get that report?
I probably have to talk to Tyler to create that, or,
We should have that
I
report.
may have that.
Yes, you do have an accounts report in your package.
And the chief have to sit and take.
Yeah, I gotta sit there and go through it, I'm thinking.
Probably, the best report to look at is probably the expense approval report. They, probably the best bet. Some of this will just include.
Page 20?
Page
For a
20.
total of $687,000?
Well, then that would include everything, but I think you were focused on the general fund, correct?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out, this report says we have an ending cash balance Of the 392, and then in the text pool, we have some money, and in general fund, text pool 2, we have some money, and then in, hot tax, we have 36. So you have about $400,000, or 392,000, which is general fund money, unassigned money. But if there's still more expenditures, then what is that? One is, okay, so how are you going to pay 500,000 with only 300,000? Or is that included?
That's not included.
That's why we have to do. This only goes to 9/30, this cash report.
I don't understand that.
Okay.
But I was always under the assumption that these included any encumbrances of outstanding stuff.
No, they do not, because an encumbrance is something we haven't received an invoice for. We're going to put everything else.
So then this report is not the report that,
This report, the cash report is accurate as far as any check that has left, that.
I understand that, but it doesn't clearly tell you what we have in the bank, or what we have, because you still have outstanding warrants against that you're gonna have to write a check on. At some point, you're gonna write more checks.
Which is the expense approval.
Yeah.
Once you approve that, then all those checks get issued.
Yes, and what I'm trying to figure out is you show me a number of 500, this shows me a number of 392. Yeah, those numbers don't match.
Well, they would be hard for the two.
Yeah, but you're
You're
$200,000
upside down.
over.
You're upside down.
Yeah, at 9:30, we would issue these checks at 9:30. Yeah.
So they're coming out of this year's budget.
Now they're gonna be dated 9:30.
Now I'm
Do I wanna know how you're gonna do that?
I'm confused.
I'm just getting real.
Motion to approve.
Seriously?
The treasury report.
Yep.
You gotta pay him.
Okay. I need a second.
I'll second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, nobody? 5-0. All right.
Put the right name on that one.
Next with, Juanita Herrera,
Seems
HR
right.
monthly report, September
Move.
8th. So move. Need a second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody? 5-0. All right, now let's go to item 29, monthly auditor's report.
You got one more? Just one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go over the expense approval report. Any questions on the budget?
I have a lot of them, but I'm not sure we need to discuss them right here. Motion to approve.
There's a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. All right, we will now go into executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses A, and 551.071, parentheses 2.
Yeah, don't say nothing. You jinxed it.
They're not judging.
Any subdivision
I'm
plans?
proud to announce no plats.
Okay, thank
Proud
you.
of doing that.
Certificates of compliance? Okay. Any reports from the?
Move.
So move. Need a second? Second, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. 5-0. Approve bills for payment.
Move.
So move.
Do you have anything to add?
No, not this one.
Okay, there's a motion, I need a second. Second. Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Judge,
Yes.
were you gonna, you had your guys here, were they gonna get a picture? Oh, okay, all right.
All right, I do have a real quick comment. Our next meeting will be the 18th. Make sure you turn in your agenda items by this Friday, so we can,
Friday at noon or Friday?
Not in the morning.
no, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on Friday?
Right. All right. Nothing else, and this means adjourned.